I want to go back to a simpler time. Back when not everything had to be live action or CG animated. An era where Disney was still making nothing but blockbuster 2D animated movies. The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, The Lion King, Mulan, the list goes on. There is one movie though that I believe is a bit overlooked, but it has a story that is impossible to forget. The movie I'm talking about is, of course, Chicken Little. Yeah, right. Lilo and Stitch. I don't think it's possible to watch this movie for the first time and not shed a tear. And if you've done that, then I guess you have no soul. Every main character in this story is brilliantly written, and each one of them has their own story to tell. Experiment 626, also known as Stitch, is designed to destroy everything he touches. Because of this, he is not accepted and is sentenced to exile, but miraculously ends up on planet Earth. He later ends up in an animal shelter where he meets Lilo. The challenge for him is learning how to behave in this society, even though that's not what he was designed to do. Lilo, just like Stitch, starts the movie as the elephant in the room. She has a hard time making friends and feels isolated from everybody, including her older sister, Nani, who is her only supervisor. The rest of their family died in a car accident. The two have a complicated relationship. They don't get along very easily, but deep down, they love each other to death. It's Stitch's lack of self-control that creates even more problems for Nani, and she has a hard time finding a job because of it. That's why Stitch leaves later on in the movie, because he doesn't want to cause any more trouble to a family that's already struggling. That's one of the main conflicts of this film. It's the two of them dealing with the brokenness of a family that was already broken to begin with. And this Shaquille O'Neal wannabe certainly doesn't help their situation. Cobra Bubbles, yes, that's his name, is a social worker who also has a hard time minding his own damn business. Mr. Bubbles doesn't trust Nani as Lilo's guardian. So basically what he does is he stalks her for the entire movie so that he can catch her doing something wrong and take Lilo away from her. Yeah, I don't like Mr. Bubbles that much. He's pretty creepy, but admittedly, his voice actor is captivating.
Please, don't do this.
You know I have no choice.
No! You're not taking her! I'm the only one who understands her. You take that away, she won't stand a chance.
You're making this harder than it needs to be.
You don't know what you're doing. She needs me.
Is this what she needs? It seems clear to me that you need her a lot more than she needs you.
The performance of these actors is what sells this movie for me. The characters are expressive. They show genuine emotion. And you can see that not only with the way they're animated, but also with the tones of their voices. When the characters show concern for one another or frustration, for instance, it feels realistic. It's one of the reasons this movie is so relatable. It's near the end of this film when the feels really start to get to you. One of the most devastating scenes is when Lilo is kidnapped by whatever this thing is and is sent away in a spaceship. It was at this point that I truly started to feel bad for Nani. Most of her family was already killed in a car accident before any of this. Since then, she's lost her job, her house, and now Lilo, her sister. She has absolutely nothing left at this point. Yeah, even I forgot about how dark this movie gets. But luckily, Stitch has some words of encouragement for Nani.
Oh, Hannah.
Huh?
Hey, get away from her.
No! What did you say?
Ohana means family. Family means nobody
gets left behind.
or forgotten.
And of course, there's this scene after the rescue where Stitch is once again captured and is on the verge of being sent away forever.
This is my family. I found it all on my own. It's little and broken, but still good. Yeah, still good.
I remember watching the scene for the first time when I was about 5 or 6 years old and crying my eyes out. I swear, this is one of the saddest moments in Disney movie history. When I think of Lilo and Stitch, this is the first scene that immediately pops into my mind. Thankfully, it's not how the movie ends, but it does emphasize the importance of loving one another for who they are. Everyone has a backstory. We don't know what causes certain individuals to behave the way they do. It doesn't matter how different somebody looks or how they behave in certain situations. We all want to fit in. We all want to feel loved. Lilo and Stitch has themes about patience, trust, acceptance, but most importantly, it's a story that teaches us to love our family regardless of how chaotic or broken it feels. That's Ohana. Nobody gets left behind.